You're spending over $1,000 a year on subscriptions you forgot you had. And the companies banking on your forgetfulness just got caught red-handed. Here's what's happening right now. You sign up for a free trial. Maybe it's a streaming service. Maybe it's that meditation app you swore you'd use. They ask for your card info up front. No big deal, right? You'll just cancel before it charges. Except you don't. And suddenly, 7 months later, you're scrolling through your bank statement, wondering why you're paying $19.99 a month for something you haven't touched since February. You're not alone. You're not forgetful. And you're definitely not imagining this. This is the subscription trap. And it's not an accident. It's a $2.1 trillion industry built on a simple bet that you'll forget. But the real betrayal? They're making it almost impossible for you to remember. And when you finally do, they're making it almost impossible to escape. Let's talk about your money. Right now, the average American is spending somewhere between $77 and $118 every single month on subscriptions. That's over $1,400 a year. But here's the kicker. When researchers asked people to estimate their subscription spending, 89% got it wrong. And most didn't just miss by a few bucks. 66% underestimated by more than $200 per month. $200. That's the money disappearing from your account that you genuinely don't know about. And it gets worse. 1 in 4 people ended up in an unintended subscription within the past year. Just accidentally subscribed to something. How does that even happen? Well, 44% of those people signed up for a free trial and forgot to cancel. But here's what should make your blood boil. 1 in 5 discovered they'd been auto-renewed without ever knowing it happened in the first place. No email. You've probably got between 5 and 8 subscriptions right now. Maybe you know about 3 of them. The rest are just quietly draining your account every month, while you're trying to figure out why you can't save money. Retirees are getting destroyed by this. 31% say their subscription spending exceeds what they can actually afford. They're on fixed incomes, and these recurring charges are eating into grocery money. This isn't about being careless with money. This is about a system designed to make you lose track. So, how did free trials turn into financial hostages? It started innocently enough. Companies offered a taste of their service try before you buy. Sounds fair, right? But somewhere along the way, the trial period stopped being about testing the product. It became about trapping you in a never-ending payment loop. Here's the playbook they're all using now. First, they require your credit card up front. Even for a free trial. Why? Because the psychological barrier of cancelling is way higher than the barrier of never signing up in the first place. Once your card is in their system, inertia works in their favor. Second, they bury the cancellation process. You signed up with 2 clicks. But cancelling requires you to navigate through 4 hidden menus, call a phone number during business hours, or chat with a retention specialist whose entire job is to talk you out of leaving. Third, they use what's called dark patterns. Pre-selected checkboxes that auto-enroll you in annual plans when you thought you were going monthly. Buttons that say continue with premium when you're trying to downgrade. Confirmation screens designed to confuse you about what you're actually agreeing to. But here's where it gets truly insane. Some companies start charging you days before your trial officially ends. So even if you set a reminder for the last day, you're already too late. The charge went through 3 days ago. Others don't send you any notification when your trial converts to paid. You just wake up one day with a charge on your card and zero idea where it came from. And then there's the Adobe situation. This is the one that finally got regulators to pay attention. People thought they were signing up for a month-to-month plan. Turns out, Adobe was automatically enrolling them in annual contracts, paid monthly, sure, but locked in for a year. When customers tried to cancel, suddenly there's a massive early termination fee. A fee they never agreed to because the contract terms were buried so deep in the sign-up flow that nobody saw them. Some people even called customer service, thought they successfully cancelled, and then discovered months later they'd been charged the entire time. The cancellation never went through, and Adobe kept taking their money. But the real betrayal is what happens at scale. So why are companies doing this? Why turn your product into a trap? Because the economics of subscriptions changed everything. 10 years ago, you bought software once. You bought a DVD. You bought a gym membership. And sure, maybe you didn't use it, but at least the cancellation process was straightforward. Walk in, cancel, done. Then someone figured out the math. subscription businesses grew 5 times faster than traditional S&P 500 companies over the last decade. 5 times. The customer lifetime value for a subscription business is 70% higher than for a traditional transaction-based business. 70%. Translation: if they can keep you paying monthly, even if you're not using the service, you're worth way more than if you just bought the product once. This created a corporate incentive structure where the goal isn't providing value. The goal is reducing churn, keeping you subscribed by any means necessary. And here's what they realized. The easiest way to reduce churn isn't to make your product better, it's to make cancelling harder. The FTC started receiving 70 complaints a day about subscription cancellation issues. 70. Every single day. That's up from 42 in 2021. This isn't a few bad actors. This is an industry-wide strategy. Because here's the thing, when 66% of consumers underestimate their spending by over $200 a month, that's not an accident. That's not poor personal finance skills. That's companies successfully gaming human psychology. They know you're busy. They know you've got 7 different streaming services, 3 apps you downloaded once, 2 memberships you forgot about, and a credit card bill you barely have time to scan. They know that friction works. Every extra click they add to the cancellation process is another percentage point of people who give up and just keep paying. And they're betting on your inertia, they're betting on your forgetfulness. They're betting that even when you do remember, you'll think, it's only $9.99 a month, I'll cancel it later. Later never comes. And they know it. One executive from a major subscription company literally said in an earnings call that they expect a certain percentage of subscribers to be passively retained. That's corporate speak for people who forgot. They're paying us. And the best part? From their perspective, the people who forget to cancel are the most profitable customers. They pay every month and cost nothing to service because they're not using the product. You're not a customer anymore, you're a revenue stream. And the less you interact with the product, the better their margins. This is why free trials flip from customer benefit to customer trap. Because they realized the trial isn't about convincing you the product is good. It's about getting your card on file and then making you forget it's there. Let me show you just how systematic this has become. The Federal Trade Commission sued Adobe specifically for this practice. The lawsuit detailed how Adobe automatically placed users on annual paid monthly plans without clearly disclosing they were entering year-long contracts with early termination fees. This wasn't a mistake. This was the default setting in their sign-up flow. The supplement industry has been even worse. Fake celebrity endorsements leading to subscription traps where a free trial turns into $80 monthly charges that are nearly impossible to cancel. The FTC has been pursuing these cases for years. Pew Research confirmed that subscription traps are now among the most frequently reported online scams by American adults. Not phishing, not fake websites. Subscriptions from legitimate companies. Streaming services have mastered the art too. Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max. You sign up for one show, you forget to cancel. 6 months later, you haven't watched anything, but they've collected $120 from you. And the data backs up just how widespread this is. 69% of subscription companies reported positive revenue growth in 2024. The whole sector is booming. But 41% of consumers now report subscription fatigue. They're tired. They're overwhelmed. They can't keep track anymore. The average person now has between 5 and 8 active subscriptions. But in surveys, they can only name about 3. The others are phantom charges. Money disappearing into services they don't remember signing up for. And companies know this. There's now an entire category of fintech apps built around helping you find and cancel forgotten subscriptions. Rocket Money, Truebill, PocketGuard. These companies exist because the problem is so massive that there's a market for solving it. Think about that. The subscription trap is so bad that you need to pay for another subscription to help you escape your subscriptions. One woman told reporters she discovered she'd been paying for a gym membership for 3 years. She'd moved to a different state. The gym didn't even exist near her anymore. But the charges kept coming because she'd signed up with auto-renew and never went through their cancellation process. 3 years. Over $2,000. For a gym she hadn't stepped foot in since the Obama administration. This is not isolated. This is the system working exactly as designed. So what happens now? Here's the good news. Regulators finally noticed. In October 2024, the FTC finalized what they're calling the click-to-cancel rule. Starting in July 2025, companies have to make cancelling as easy as signing up. Same number of clicks, no phone calls, no retention specialists, no hidden menus. If you signed up online, you cancel online, period. Companies that violate this can be fined over $51,000 per incident. Plus, they have to refund consumers. But here's what you need to know. Industry groups are already suing to block the rule. It's tied up in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals right now. And depending on who wins that legal fight, this protection might never actually take effect, which means you need to protect yourself. Cancel immediately after signing up for free trials. Most services still give you access for the full trial period, even after you cancel. Set it and forget it. Use virtual credit cards with zero balances for any free trial. They can't charge what doesn't exist. And when you do get trapped, document everything. Dispute the charges with your credit card company. Report the company to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Because here's the reality. The subscription economy isn't going away. Companies have tasted that recurring revenue, and they're not giving it up. But now you know the game. You know they're betting on your forgetfulness. You know they're making it deliberately hard to escape. And the only way to win is to never let them trap you in the first place. The subscription trap works because we let it, because we think we'll remember, because we trust that cancelling will be easy later. It won't be. It never is. That's the point. If you want more breakdowns of why everything costs more and delivers less, and who's profiting while you pay the price, subscribe to this channel, because I'm just getting started exposing how they're quietly ripping you off.